To you, our dear esteemed viewers, I greet you in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, and thank you so much for viewing my YouTube channel, Nabale Justin Catholic Canticum. Today is the 25th Sunday in Ordinary Time Yabi, and it is the 22nd of September 2024. We have been praying the novena to Saint Padre Pio, a great saint of our time, who was canonized just recently. And in Uganda we have a place, a shrine for him that is not any other but Kabula Muliro, Saint Padre Pio Kabula Muliro Parish. Here with me is a well-versed, I don't know how to describe him, is a parishioner of Kabula Muliro Parish, and also a parishioner of Bugonga Entebbe, and is a member of Vincentian community in Entebbe. And on top of that, he's a retired army officer, Air Force. And this gentleman you see is really well versed with the saint we are going to listen to, that is Saint Padre Pio. Allow me to greet him. The title is Lieutenant Colonel. He's going to tell us his name, and then he'll briefly tell us who is Saint Padre Pio. To some of us who don't know him, then what is so special with this saint? What was unique with him? All just lend me your ears and the eyes so that he can talk about this great saint. Thank you so much. Lieutenant Colonel, please kindly introduce yourself, tell us where you reside, and then how you came to know about this saint and why you love him, and who is he?
Thank you very much, Nabale Justin.
Yes,
it's not the first time to host me, and I'm so pleased, viewers. I worked with Nabal on Radio Maria for several years now.
You can remember
see
that.
How the work of God can
I'm very surprised you can remember.
So I'm so pleased, especially about the saint.
With Radio Maria you are doing Living Rosary and Saint Philomena.
Yes. So viewers, today, as Nabale has said it, we are going to reflect on a great saint.
Before that, please introduce yourself and where you reside and which parish.
I am Lieutenant Colonel, retired but not retired, Mwana wa Maria, Godfrey Wababa.
Yes.
I reside in Entebbe. It is now a city, but I'm in the suburb of Katavi with my children and grandchildren.
At least you are near the lake and you eat a lot of fish.
We eat a lot of fish.
You're so lucky.
So I worked in the Air Force for 30 years as a flight engineer, and then went and worked in the United Nations at the airport. It is called Operations Officer.
Okay.
But all of that I was serving God since I was appointed the national animator of the Living Rosary Association in 2003 from America.
That is it.
Yes, so from that time I landed on the information about this great saint, a mystic. He's called a mystic because
saint.
A non-believer or a non-Catholic will not believe that somebody can have wounds of Jesus.
Yes.
So he is a stigmatist, and Nabale has already said that we have a shrine in Kabula Muliro. That is where I used to pray, which was being run by the Indian priests, but they have handed over. They went back. They handed over.
By then it was an Indian priest.
Yes, just like Vincentian. So Vincentian, they are also doing the same, recruiting the nationals. They have a seminary. So now it is purely Ugandans who are manning this.
Kabula Muliro.
Yes, they
shrine.
have branches in Kasese, in Arua, in Jinja, in Busunju. So to go to the point about Saint Padre Pio.
Who is Saint Padre Pio? For
First
somebody
of all,
who doesn't know him.
Yes, Saint Padre Pio was a priest.
Huh?
And he was an Italian by nationality, born in South Italy, Petresina. You know, that is where he was born, and he served as a priest in a parish called Rotondo.
San Giovanni.
Yes.
Oh, that is the parish.
Until he died.
Oh.
And as I'm talking here, I was so privileged in 2013.
That you've been there?
Yes, and even viewed his body, which is not
incorruptible.
Yeah, it is incorruptible.
Oh my God.
I viewed it was in the glass, and up to now I have vivid memories of how he is lying with his beard not rotten at all. So,
goodness.
we don't rush to conclude that because of getting the wounds of Jesus, that is why he is a saint. We must know the virtues, we must know his background, and you will don't be surprised when you see his own fellow priests hating him and alleging that those wounds were by the devil.
So hating is from long ago?
Yes.
Oh, then I'm not surprised.
Yes.
Oh,
So that's why in my program
really?
on Radio Maria, when I'm starting, I have a prayer for priests.
Okay.
We must pray for our priests.
Indeed.
Imagine being hated by your own. He should have been hated by non-Catholics. So that people would say, they don't know about our church.
Yes.
But by real priests. So quickly, because we have a lot, we must go to the points.
Yes.
He was born on the 25th May 1887 at 5 p.m. in Petresina, another name for Benevento, that is South Italy. And only one day. For us, we keep postponing baptism because we don't have money for parties.
Yes.
But only one day he was baptized. Only one day.
Yeah, that people of long ago
were
baptizing from hospitals.
He was baptized on May 26, 1887 in a Church of St. Anne, Petrosina. And on September 27, 1899, he was confirmed. Yes. Then investiture, that is when he was now going to start training for priesthood. Yes, he took a name. He was baptized Francesco, but now when he was starting his training, you can even see our sisters. They take again another name, not the baptism name. Yes, so that is when he was called Pio. But this one in English is pious.
Yes.
Yes. So he took that. Yes.
He took on the name Pio.
Pio, it means pious.
Okay.
That is Italiano version.
Oh, so that one he acquired when he was old enough.
Yes. But otherwise he was baptized Francesco.
Francisco.
Yes. So that was on January 22nd, 1903. That's when he took that name of Pio. Then ordination, as he did the training to become a priest, he was ordained on 10th August 1910 in a cathedral of Benevento. You see, we must get his background, then we come to the virtues, then we come to what how God used him. Yes. Okay. Then it's temporal stigmata. Now, let's understand first stigmata, dear viewers. Stigmata is a Greek word. It is not an English word. You know, English borrows words from French,
from Latin,
Latin, German, for example, a coup. When you say there has been a coup in West African country, a coup is a French word meaning blow. Blow. When you give a blow.
Okay.
So in full,
that's what we call a coup d'etat.
A coup d'etat. When you translate it, it means you have given a blow to the state. Eta is a state.
Okay.
Yes. So, okay, now stigmata in Greek means a mark or a spot you can see on your body. Like me, you can see I've got
A mark.
Yes.
That's a birthmark. Black.
Yes. So in Greek it is a spot.
Me try used to have it here.
Yes, you can. So that is what is meant by stigmata.
Okay.
Now we shall come in detail. The mark of what? That is the 5 wounds of Jesus.
Yes.
Yeah, we shall come to that. So that in on September 7th, 1910, Saint Padre Pio, as a priest, he started feeling pain in the hands and the side and the feet.
Side of the rib?
Yes, now that is in imitation of our Lord Jesus Christ when he was crucified on the cross. Here the soldier pierced his side, so he started feeling pain, but they were not visible. So we are building it so that we come. Yeah, they were not seen. Now he was keeping it secret to himself. He didn't know what was happening.
He did not even go to the doctor.
Nobody, he did not know.
But he was having pain here.
Pain, but
here,
it is not bleeding.
Here.
Yes.
And the wounds were not yet there.
No.
Oh God.
But they are called invisible stigmata.
Oh, invisible.
And many Catholic men and women also got, like Saint Catherine of Siena.
Yes.
She got those invisible wounds.
Hey.
Yeah,
she had them.
Yeah, but not bleeding.
Okay.
That's why they don't talk about her so much.
Oh, they were not bleeding.
Okay, also to give you some history. In our Catholic Church records, between 300 and 400 holy people have got the wounds of Jesus.
300 of them?
Yes, but the Catholic Church is very careful. Only 60 out of those 300 have been canonized, made saints.
Oh.
And I'm sure nobody is going to be happy about another information. The majority of those holy people who got their wounds are women.
Wow!
Are women.
But I understand there are so many saints in heaven that are not canonized. Do you know that?
Because St. John, the gospel writer, when you read the Revelations, he saw multitudes.
Really?
Yeah, in the heaven, and asked the angel, who are these? Then the angel said, these are the ones who have been
washed
in the blood of the Lamb.
Exactly.
Now they were white.
Really?
So, yes.
Exactly.
So the Catholic Church has got only 10,000 canonized
saints.
Yes. Now you think it is only 10,000?
They are more than that.
You can't even count.
You can't count.
But the church is very careful. Now even we shall see how controversies came around the Padre Pio, thinking that the devil. Okay, let's get the records first.
Yeah.
So on 7th September 1910, the stigmata would appear and disappear. They alternate. So they were not completely visible. So he was the only one seeing them. When they appear, again they disappear. So they become inside. Until 20th, 1918.
From 1910
to 20th September 1918, they became visible.
Another 8 years.
No. Yes.
Another 8 years for them to come up.
Yes. Come out.
The man went through suffering,
Yes. Real
and a great pain.
Yes.
I can
so
see.
They came out. Now, a transverberation of the heart. That is now another wound there. Causing visible wound on the side was August the 5th, 1918. So those are where Jesus was pierced on the side, then on the feet where they nailed him, and then on the hands. Exactly how now Padre Pio, that's why he's called a stigmatist. Now September, that is September 20th, 1918, visible wounds appeared, making him the first priest in the Catholic history, Catholic Church history, to get the wounds of Jesus. Now you can even ask me, but we have heard of St. Francis of Assisi. Yes, he was not a priest. He was a deacon.
He was a deacon, not a brother.
A brother is a deacon. They wanted to promote him to a priest. He refused. So he was the first to get the open ones.
Open wounds?
Yes. But he was not the first Catholic priest. Yes. So that's what we hear, that the visible wounds appeared, making him the first priest in the history of the church, bearer of charismatic gifts of biolocation, the perfume, discernment of spirits, prophecy, the gifts of languages, and that of healing the sick. He used also his great influence in the confessional, where he converted many sinners. He spent his whole life praying and suffering for souls the world over until his death. So you can see, the priest was not suffering for himself,
not at all,
for sinners.
For sinners
to convert them. And we shall see in detail on that one. So he died on 23rd September 1968 at 2:30 a.m. Padre Pio departed for this earth. He died in the humble serenity of his cell with these last words emerging from his lips. Jesus and Mary. Those were the words when he was dying.
Those were his last words,
Yes.
Jesus and Mary.
Yes. So, November 1969, I was in P7, you were not yet born.
Not yet.
Yes, me, I was in primary 7.
But I was almost, because I was born in the 70s.
Okay. 14 months after his death, the Bishop Manfredonia opened the preliminary phase of the course of beatification.
Yes, immediately like
immediately.
That. In Rome they could say Santo Subito, Santo Subito, sent immediate, immediately, sent immediately.
So that is the January 1973, I was in senior 4. The course was presented to the Holy Congregation of Saints in the Vatican. And 1999, that's when he became blessed. Then 2002, in June 16, he was canonized a saint. Now that is just a rough. Yes, that's why I want to put the viewers in the mood of getting now the expansion of the saint we are talking about.
Yes, please.
A lot of controversies were surrounding him, doubting what, but you listen to this from our good source, that although, it reads like this: at least 2 popes, the popes, the Vatican is in Italy. So they were not far from Padre Pio.
I know.
Yes. So they say that at least 2 popes said privately that he was a saint. When he was still alive, when they saw what we are going to discuss about him, they were convinced. On March 9th, 1952, Bishop Giovanni Battista Montina, later he became Pope Paul the Sixth. You remember he was the first Pope
to visit Uganda.
No, to visit Africa.
Oh, Africa, but even Uganda.
You must start with Africa.
Okay,
he was
Africa.
The first Pope
to visit Africa.
To step in Africa
and also in Uganda.
Yes. Put it there always. Don't say that Uganda, because it could mean that he might have been in Nigeria before. No. In Africa. Imagine since popes were being elected. Yes. Pope Paul the Sixth was the first Pope to visit Africa, and where to step his foot in Uganda. Yes,
the land of the martyrs.
Yes.
That's
so
great.
He told Giulio Antonassi, Major General of Cariabane, that Padre Pio is a saint. Before he died, yes. A few minutes later, Pius the 12th, the reigning pontiff, having overheard the remark, so fit to conquer. Because another pope also listens to the previous pope, the remark,
yes.
So he also concurred. We all know that Padre Pio is a saint. Years before, Pope Benedict the 15th, who reigned from 1914 to 1922, did not hesitate to characterize Padre Pio, even in the early years of his ministry, as a man of God.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's
now,
good.
that is a record. You know, when I'm on Radio Maria, I can read from a book, but now let's have the real menu. I call it the menu. Now, this
just
is when
briefly, to you, our dear listeners, and those who are watching us and listening to us, let us just break a little bit and then come back, and we continue to know about this great saint, Padre Pio of Pietrelcina. And tomorrow, 23rd of September 2024, is his feast day at Kabulamuliro. And I understand Bishop Sabino Ochano Doki is the main celebrant at 10 a.m. A lot has been said about him, and there are just a few remarks left. And I would also like Lieutenant Colonel to tell us how this great saint influences the youth and the people of today who don't know about him. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you very much. And as we continue to learn the facts about St. Padre Pio, we have to know that these were very, very strange wounds on his body. Everybody knows that when you have a wound, it smells very badly. But with Padre Pio, the perfume was coming from the wounds. Very, very, very. No, real perfumes. And he was always losing 1 cup of blood from the side every day. But his blood level was remaining normal. So you can see how God does the wonders. And he had to, so with the wounds in the hand, he had to wear gloves. Yes, because he could not celebrate Mass without the gloves. Exactly. So that is now we have to know about the gifts which we benefit from. He was gifted in praying for people to get healed, and they would get healed even when they are not there with him. So he had that gift of bilocation. He could appear in 2 places at the same time, because he's on a roster here for Mass, but they want him in the hospital to pray for somebody to get healed. So they would see him in the Mass here, but they are seeing him in the hospital praying for somebody, and somebody is being healed. Then he had the gift of reading hearts. For the people who go for confession, he would know the sins the person hasn't confessed, and he would tell the person, you have left out this sin, it is going to take you to hell. And then that was very good. So he would listen to confession for 14 hours. And he was 14 hours. Food he ate only once in a day. And he slept for only 4 hours. So that is the gift he had of healing, of prophecy, and bilocation. Now when he was celebrating Mass, they would see him transfiguring, like when Jesus transfigured on Mount Tabor in front of Peter, James, and John. They would see Padre Pio becoming like an angel when he is celebrating Mass. That is, he could transfigure. Yes, and when the pilots were fighting, the American pilots were fighting in Italy, they would see Padre Pio in the air. and they would wonder who is this in the air flying. So when they could come down, they would tell him that is Padre Pio. The pilots went to prove, and they saw indeed he was the one, and they got so many conversions. Now on the charitable aspect of his life, he built out of donations a very, very big hospital employing 1,000 doctors in Italy, Rotondo. It is there, I saw it. It is called a home for relieving the suffering. Free of, you don't know payment, you just get treated. So that's what he left. Now when he was suffering from this wound, it's very painful, the fellow priests alleged that it was the devil which had inflicted the wounds on him. They reported it to the Pope. They also alleged that it was tuberculosis. Then they also said that he is the one who inflicted the wounds on himself using carbolic acid. So all those reports, they reached the Pope, and the Pope, is to control the work of Padre Pio. He had to suspend him because they were saying it was hysteria, it was autosuggestion, all those terms they were putting. Pope Pius the 11th had to suspend him from celebrating Mass in public. People demonstrated. Yeah, they demonstrated. They wanted to transfer him to northern Italy. People no, they surrounded. They said, we are not going to allow Padre Pio, because he had prayed, they had got healed, they had got what they wanted. Yes. So now no, he couldn't go. They were going to destroy the parish. So the Pope instituted the investigation into those allegations, and they were proved false. And Padre Pio was reinstated to celebrate Mass until he died in 1968. So he's a patron saint. That's where we have to know how do we benefit from him. He's a patron saint for healing. People, yes, you pray through him for healing. Then defensive volunteers, they are called those who want to serve, because then adolescents is a patron saint of adolescents, and then stress relief. Yes, so he left the quotes, very many quotes, but a few of them say like this. One quote, he says, "Let us empty purgatory with our prayers." Yes. Then the second quote, he said, "Stay close to the Catholic Church, because it is only the Catholic Church which has got Jesus in the Blessed Sacrament." Yes. Then another quote, he said, the earth can do without the sun, but it cannot do without Mass. Yes. The earth can do without the sun, but it cannot do without Mass. That's why you find Mass is being celebrated every hour all over the world. That's how the earth has survived. Then he said that the devil is strong to those who are weak in faith, and he is weak to those who despise him. We have to despise the devil, but if we are weak in faith, then he becomes strong over us. So and many other quotes. Otherwise, I encourage you to pray through him for even other intentions.
Thank you so much, dear Lieutenant Colonel, for this information about St. Padre Pio. There is a lot I didn't know. I didn't know the wounds had a perfume. I thought they were smelling all the time because wounds smell. There is a lot. By the way, my sister had a problem. She had a wound, and she said there is nobody who feels the pain like she did, and she equated that pain to Jesus. I took an image framed of St. Padre Pio to her sitting room, and that wound slightly went away. I want to thank St. Padre Pio for that healing. Our dear viewers, let us continue to pray through this great saint, Padre Pio. He will answer our prayers. Let us try to be strong in our faith, because if you're not strong in faith, the devil will occupy you. Let us try to pray as much as we can so that the devil does not attack us. I would like to thank you so much, Lieutenant Colonel, for traveling all the way to come and give us a word about this great saint. Indeed, he's going to be part of my saint. I'll add him to Saint Jude and the other saints I have been praying. Thank you so much. Greet the Vincentian Fathers. Greet Kabula Mulio. Give us the program for tomorrow.
Tomorrow we are starting Mass at 10 a.m. being celebrated by Bishop of Arua, Right Reverend Sabino Odoki. Yes, and at 10 a.m. Okay. That's when we are starting.
So our dear viewers, thank you for watching my YouTube channel, Nabale Justin Catholic Canticum. Please continue to watch it, and there is a lot of information you are missing out. Recently, I have just put the life and the background of Bishop Stensera when he was in Villa Maria Parish.